you're in your early to mid 40s and suddenly feel like, you want to change everything, you might be in one of the most intense midlife transits in astrology. Your Uranus opposition. This is the transit people often label as, midlife crisis. And I can actually tell you how to pinpoint those dates. And I'm going to say something a lot of women don't talk about, but during this time, many women genuinely believe they hate their husbands. Now, before you make any life-altering decisions, check your transits, because this might not be about your marriage. This might be about your awakening. The Uranus opposition happens roughly between ages 40 to 45 for everyone, not just women. But astrology doesn't run a perfect clock. Like, planets speed up, slow down, and the energy can linger for, a year or two. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like using my natal chart. My natal Uranus, what I was born with, is in Scorpio in my 7th house. During my opposition, transit Uranus moved into Taurus in my 1st house. This is natal, and these are transits. Now, my Uranus opposition started August 3rd, 2020, and I was 44. And it lasted through April 29th, 2021. That period changed my life. I started questioning just everything, especially, myself. And because I had, tied myself and my self-worth to money and how much I made. Now, at the time, back in August 2020, I was making more money than I ever had, but I had this overwhelming, urgent feeling to quit, and it didn't go away. I mean, it got stronger, to the point where I was seriously considering leaving my job without a backup plan. But by the time April 2021 came around, I had a plan in place, and for the first time in my life, I put my foot down at home, and I told my husband, very dramatically, tears everywhere. I said, I'm not going to work myself to death anymore. I'm miserable, and I want to pursue my dream of being an author. And once I made that decision, things started, aligning. And when I resigned, my colleagues were shocked. To them, it looked sudden, disruptive, like, I shattered the status quo. But it wasn't sudden. It was an awakening. And what's interesting is my decision triggered other people. It made them question their own lives too, because, Uranus doesn't just wake you up. It disrupts the environment around you. That's where that feeling comes from. So here's the thing. That job I left, probably the best job I ever had. And, but that was the problem. I didn't want a job. I wanted a career. I wanted a shot at doing what I actually dreamed about, and I needed freedom to do that. So yeah, I shook things up, and there was uncertainty and instability, and I'll be honest, I acted a little impulsively, which was very unlike me. I'm a Capricorn, not usually how I operate, but during my Uranus opposition, it actually worked for me. I needed that push. Now, your experience might look completely different, but this transit is known for sudden change, divorce, relocation, identity shifts, big disruptive moves. I mean, for me, it felt like a wake-up call. And I had the courage to take risk. And for once, I wasn't influenced by what anyone else thought. Not at all. So if your life feels like it's being shaken up right now, before you panic, look at your natal chart, because you're probably not falling apart. You might be waking up, and they can feel the same.